Or when did you go to Team? Oh, I know. Yeah, it's a friend of mine that
yesterday at
co-owns that.
We know we're on.
Oh,
here.
hey, what's up?
We're just finishing.
I'm looking at a picture of a taco.
It's
Brent Sonamaker, if you're watching, I'm looking at Team Taco, man.
That was my first time there yesterday. It was really good.
Awesome, man.
It was really good.
It's over on Cherry Street.
Okay.
Right across from Ott's Pasta and Emo's Pizza.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Brent actually lives in Rogersville.
Oh, yeah.
Graduated high school in Rogersville. So he never hangs out here.
He should open a breakfast cafe in Rogersville.
You know, I've had
if he opened one of those Team Tacos here, I'd be there every day.
Brent, if you're listening, here. Oh, but I didn't start my watch party.
Start the watch party.
Yeah, Brent's a good guy.
Hey, speaking of watch parties, so a lot of us share this broadcast or do a watch party, but if you comment on a watch party, it doesn't show up on our comment aggregator here.
I'll try to remember to watch mine.
So Chris is going to try to watch his. I'm going to ignore mine. Tom's not even sharing this because he doesn't want anybody to know he's involved with this nonsense.
Tom doesn't want anybody to know where he is right now.
Right.
But he's got a sock.
I'm hiding out.
If you do, because we do ask you to comment. We do ask you to comment. We welcome your comments to drop in on the show. But if you think we're ignoring you, we're not doing it intentionally. It's either accidental or we didn't see it because it's on a watch party. But if you comment on the actual main feed, it ought to pop up on my screen. Little text over the side, and we can jump in on that.
Yeah, and there's 90% chance that's true. Yeah.
90%.
Yeah.
Well, there's no reason to believe that it's not true.
That's right.
That's the best phrase that's ever come out of K-ROG. There's no reason. We have no reason to believe that this isn't happening.
Mm-hmm. It really kind of applies to everything.
It does. Yeah. It does. Wonderful, plausible deniability.
So is there anything big and bad?
We'll let that go.
I've been kind of out of the loop for a little while. Is there anything big and bad coming out?
In Rogersville?
Yeah.
I was thinking about that this morning. I feel like we are full on in the doldrums of winter.
Yep.
The calm before the storm.
The calm before the storm, because by March everything's exploding. Because really, other than winter sports with the school,
and
not a lot on the community calendar. Oh yeah, the girls'
basketball team is quarantined again.
Are
they really?
So they had to cancel some games.
Oh, that's right.
So I know our sports guys were talking about that, and we got people that sponsor that. So they've got some big plans for
the tournament.
Coming up, and I think that
is in Rogersville.
Yeah, it's a Rogersville tournament. They just got their 8th team, and I think K-ROG. I think what they're planning to do, and I hope I'm not outing them on something too much here, but I will anyway.
Yeah, why not? Because we can always say we were wrong later.
Yeah, that's right. The entire tournament, like every game, not just Rogersville games, but all the games.
Oh, that'll be cool.
Sponsors are going to get all that extra exposure to people outside the community.
When is that
for their games? Now that I don't know. I don't know. I don't have.
I don't remember. It's coming up in not maybe this weekend, but next.
Oh, it's next weekend.
I think I could be wrong. Yeah. I'm making stuff up. I don't know.
But that's what we do. We just
speculation.
Yeah. We're just like CNN.
Yeah. We're running it.
Run with it.
Run with it. We need some content.
We need them clicks. Get us some clicks.
So Jack, my youngest son, went quail hunting with his grandfather and aunt yesterday.
Where'd they go?
I don't know where they went, but they went on a hunt. They got a guide with some dogs because my dad doesn't. My dad used to raise bird dogs.
I knew that, yeah.
And so he doesn't keep dogs anymore. But they got a guide. They got 27 quail.
Whew.
And so my takeaway from that was Jack's trap shooting team skills translate into real world.
Yeah,
you can feed yourself.
He can feed himself. He can go out.
Albeit very hard, like eating.
You don't get a lot out of it, but it is a delicious bird.
You get more out of them than a hot wing, right?
Yeah.
So it's better than hot wings. Yeah.
It's like a nugget. You get a nugget of that delicious breast meat.
It's smaller than like a game hen.
Yeah.
They're like softball size kind of.
They're delicious.
Buffalo quail.
Yeah.
I have done buffalo quoil.
Have you?
Mm-hmm.
I will probably smoke some of these. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
That'd be good.
Just don't dry them out.
We'll put them in some buttermilk brine.
Yeah.
Keep
them moist. Moist. Can we say that word?
Moist.
Yeah. You just can't say amen.
Or a woman.
This is really going to affect. This is a big deal for you, Pastor Chris.
Oh man,
you have to change everything that you say.
When I read that yesterday morning, and I know that came out Sunday. I read that yesterday morning, and it was one of those jaw hits the ground moments of, are you that?
Let's use the correct word, the correct context. Ignorant.
Yeah, well,
and ignorant is not
absurd was the word I used.
Yeah, well, ignorant is not a pejorative term. It's often used that way, but I'm ignorant about many things. So, it just means I don't know it.
Right. Ignorant means you lack understanding.
Yes.
Ignorant means you're just plain dumb.
Right.
That's word. The distinction. Ignorant. Yeah. Ignorant. You're stupid.
And that's good colloquial hillbilly.
Right.
Which I'm fluent in.
Right. Ignorant means that you lack information.
It's God bless their ignorant. Right?
Yeah, God bless their ignorant little heart.
Yeah,
bless
your heart.
Bless your heart. So here's the deal, and I shared this with a friend the other night. I would have probably not commented on this at all, except that this is a pastor.
Yeah,
he is a Methodist pastor, ordained pastor. So he's recognized by the United Methodist Church as a pastor, even though he's a congressman. So if it's any other politician, I probably just keep scrolling and like, yeah, this is the weirdness we live in. Yeah. But here's a pastor who says amen and a woman. Okay. Hebrew is a much older language than English. I don't know if everybody understands this, but it is an ancient language. And it's not masculine at all.
No, it's not an English word. And that's why I think the word ignorant applies, and it is
ignorant.
Baffling is that an ordained minister would be ignorant of that fact,
but no, stop you there, because he's not ignorant.
You don't think so?
No. Here is a man who has walked away from his understanding, from his training, and has chosen to play to the crowd. This is a stunt. If you convince me, comments right here. Again, let us know.
Change my mind.
Change my mind. I'll be that guy. Change my mind that
Crowder,
this is not, I'll be Crowder. This is a stunt. It's an absolute stunt. He knew he's pandering because, and here's where I had to speak up because somebody asked me, hey, why as a pastor did you make a political post? Because I rarely do. And for me, this is not a political post. This is a correction on poor theology, because even Christian people would hear that and say,
what's wrong with that?
We need to be more inclusive. We need to be more gender sensitive and all the other sensitivities we need to consider. And I'm going, no, wait a second. Because a woman makes no sense. It's an absurdity. It doesn't translate with Hebrew in any way to be masculine or feminine. It simply means truthfulness or so be it. I agree with that.
No, that's what the translation of amen means.
Amen so in Hebrew. So be it. This is truth. I'm faithful to that message. So I'm sorry. I don't believe that he was ignorant.
Okay.
I think he's playing a game. But
I don't
speaking
understand
to it because
possibly why you can have a gain from that, except that he's got an entire media backing him. Because if you look at the media reporting on this, all you see is he got backlash for saying a woman. And I think the media is trying to say, see, these gender intolerant people. And
hateful Christians.
And nobody's upset about that. They're upset about the fact it was just dumb.
It was ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, it's like
from a man who should know better.
If you're going to mention that, you should mention that as well.
I did enjoy all the
comments,
and the women's menstrual cycle, and the all the different
Emmanuel Cleaver. Yes, his first name has
Emmanuel.
Emmanuel.
Oh my goodness.
And we no longer get a menu; we get a menu and a woman menu. Yeah. So we have effectively canceled the word amen. Cancel culture has come along, and so I was thinking, what about the Spanish language? I mean, my goodness, if it was hard to conjugate verbs in high school Spanish class when there were just two genders, the masculine and feminine.
Well, there's a lot of gendered languages, French. And
what are we going to do? We're going to cancel all these Latin languages because they're gender specific.
Gender specific language. And and I always thought it was weird because I'll get this wrong because I actually studied German more than I studied.
Which is more like English.
Yeah, which is why I picked it because I thought it'd be easier. And it was.
Most people know English is Germanic.
Yes. But so you've got like a chair is feminine and a table is masculine. And why? Nobody knows why.
Nobody
knows why.
And there are some of those in the Latin languages too. You're like, why is that feminine? I don't know. It just is. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it just is. So,
well, name of my company, Bravo, is the
You pig.
masculine, and then brava would be the
Brava. Yeah.
Brava.
yeah.
It's because
So
people,
it'll have to be Bravo /
Right.
Brava creative.
Brava.
because when a woman performs, you really shouldn't say bravo, bravo,
That's
brava,
right.
brava.
Whoops.
Fun little.
Sorry.
I'm a language nerd.
Yeah, well,
I honestly didn't think I would be in businesses long enough to hit this point in our culture, but I guess we are. So
it is moving fast.
It's going
Well,
really
and
fast.
that's why again a friend kind of called me out like, why do you feel like you had to bring that up? Because if we don't,
Because it's wrong.
It's wrong.
if we continue to be silent on these issues, where is it going? I mean, we're just buying everything without questioning anything.
Well, this is
All right, we got a comment.
Yeah, Sharon says that it's just a diversion. The Democratic Party trying to pull off. What are they trying to pull off that they don't want us paying attention to? I mean, the only thing I can think of is
This
Georgia.
hand over
Yeah.
here
There's
is
stuff.
moving.
The elections in Georgia today.
Else, yeah.
I guess
Sure.
but there's all eyes on Georgia, and everybody knows that. And I don't know what's going to happen, but
No, that is the exciting part. Is
I guess
we don't know what's
we
going to
don't know.
happen.
Well,
And we will-
both races are a complete deadlock, right? Like
I-
49-49.
which
That's
means-
what they say.
Which, if the polls, if the polls trend the way they do, that means the Republicans should blow them out because the polls always show the Democrats have given them about a 10-point buffer.
Right.
Yeah. Fair.
And I don't know if that's intentional or if that's just they're so bad at polling now,
Yeah.
or if just when you call conservative people, we lie to them on the phone because I'm inclined to do that.
We don't want to be on the phone with you anyway. So.
I want the polls to be wrong, so if people call me, I lie. And
Do you really?
I never get a poll on nobody.
You would lie.
But I would.
Hypothetically
If anybody gave me a poll, I would give them false information about what I thought.
There you go, folks. He's a judge.
That's right.
that truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Courtroom.
That's for the courtroom only.
Courtroom. It's interesting because
Sorry,
the next
that was
time,
low,
the
man.
next
That was
time, Will's up there. Guilty. Wait.
Yeah.
Really?
You messing with me? You're kidding, right?
I
I watch your show
when I do criminal defense all the time
because all the criminals are watching us. Right
Oh
now.
yeah, absolutely. My clients when I was doing a lot of criminal defense were like, "Well, the police lied to me." I'm like, "Yeah, they do that. If they can.
Yeah.
Cops lie. Really? Yeah. So do defendants. Everybody lies.
Right.
It's a mess. It's a mess.
Oh man.
Well, we might want to take the Christmas trees down.
But they look so nice.
They do look nice.
Actually, I told him I was going to plant those out at story time in the planters just to keep them alive.
Yeah.
Are they still alive?
Until
You'll have to take them in at night. This is cold.
They're winter greens.
See, that's how much I know about horticulture.
No, they're
Wintergreen.
fine.
They're fine. Okay.
Evergreen. I don't know.
I just know my
See,
wife's always bringing the
language
plants in, and I don't really know why.
There's a technical term for that.
Conifer.
Evergreens.
Conifer. Thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks. I couldn't come up with it. They're a conifer.
The more you know.
We're not ignorant to that now.
Need a little graphic.
I was ignorant. He was not ignorant. If you get nothing else out of the show, I hope you take that away.
Conifer.
No, ignorant means plain stupid.
Yeah.
Whereas ignorant means you lack knowledge.
So one of the that's true. One of the it was pointed out to me. I told you who I was listening to this morning. He's actually we are the same age. He's like 4 months older than I am. Mark Driscoll, pastor, and he began his talk today on Romans 1, which I told Chris. He fires it up. If you ever listen to Mark Driscoll, he is a fiery preacher.
Really?
Yeah, he's got a long and storied history.
Yes, he does.
Bumpy road. But I rarely, if ever, have I ever heard him, and you may correct me here, that him teach something that I had significant disagreement with.
No, I think his theology's always been pretty solid.
Yeah, I think so, too.
It's been the outpouring of that, and that's not to say I don't extend grace because he's recovered, right? But
yeah,
he had some issues in his past of living out his. Well, anyway, we'll leave it at that.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that.
Solid theology.
Solid theology. So he's teaching on Romans 1, which is very relevant for today's discussion. But he pointed out, he said, when I was born in late 1970, I was born in 71, I'm almost 50, getting close. He said, what did he say? He said, abortion was illegal and homosexuality was a mental disease. It's classified by the DSM.
Right.
Now, we talk about how fast things are moving. Here's where we are today. I was like, wow, That's really true.
Yeah.
50 years we've
Yeah.
gone from that
Yeah.
to where we are today.
Is that normalizing?
Is what normalizing?
Is that normalizing? We normalize what we are, what we have, what we go through. We normalize. It's like some religions believe that drinking is wrong, right? And then some religions go, well, drinking's not that bad because our congregation likes to drink. So they go, oh, it's not that bad.
And I think that's one way that it happens. I think that on that particular issue, there's biblical stances on both sides that make a lot of sense. And clearly, by Scripture, you're given the decision of conscience, about what you would decide on that factor. But I think, as you were talking, I think about the line from Men in Black, which I think is very classic. Yesterday, you knew we were alone in the universe.
Oh
Right.
yeah. You saw behind the curtain kind of thing.
What will you know tomorrow?
Yeah. That's a great line.
It's a crazy world.
Well, you bring up age. I
Somebody
mean,
else will take it.
you're about to turn 50. I had this moment a couple weeks ago where it's like, okay, my sister, who's 3 years older than I am, is about to become a grandma. My brother just turned 50. And I'm like, am I old enough to have a brother who's 50 and a sister who's becoming a grandma? The answer is yes. And it's like, wow. And you see the world change. And it happens in so many ways. Right now, what's really got me riled up is that we never get a big snow anymore.
Yes.
We get a dusting to 1 inch.
And I'm so mad at Al Gore for inventing global warming.
Right? Because
he should have just left it alone.
I know.
Fine the way
we were doing well. But he was right. There is such thing as global warming, except that he was not right.
Except that he was wrong.
That there are this thing called meteorology that shows that we kind of have these little swings,
and downs,
and we're kind of in a warm spell where it's just not hitting us right to get that big snow. Is anybody else with me out there that
I am.
we need like 6 to 12 inches?
I
Just
have
a
a 4-wheel
dumping.
drive now. I'm definitely
Let's
with the 6
go.
to 12 inches.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Oh, speaking of snow,
Yeah.
I'm going to bring something up. This really lit me up.
Uh-oh.
Marjorie and her family planted some trees out here at
I
Jamestown
heard
in
about
front
this.
of the school.
Yep.
And I was up here
yeah,
Saturday.
yeah,
You were up here Saturday.
yeah.
So I watched some vehicles, and it's fine. I get it. You're in an open space, and I saw some people, pulling donuts or whatever out on
Yeah.
the slick streets. I mean, what guy hasn't done that?
I kind of did it on the way home just to check and see how slick
you
it
gotta
was.
test
you
it
out
out.
got to
there,
test
yeah.
the road,
Yeah,
especially
that's
in the parking lot. But you cross the line when you go off the road and intentionally run over trees that were just planted to make our city and to make our neighborhood look nicer.
Somebody worked hard to do that.
Yeah,
JR's got some.
he's got some pictures.
He's got some pictures of the truck. Yeah.
So I don't know if y'all saw that out there, but if you happen to know anything about this white Chevy, I think it was a white Chevy pickup,
I'm
extended cab.
I can
Anyway,
see it was a white Chevy, a white pickup with extended cab. I can't make it. Somebody said it was a 2008 Z71. Like, way more about trucks than I do.
right.
You could-
There's
from
some people out there that could look at that.
It was a little blurry, though.
Yeah.
It was. But yeah, if you know anything about that, and I don't know if those trees can be replanted. Some of them look like maybe they could be put back in the ground, but come on. So as a community, look out for stuff like that. If you see something, please don't turn a blind eye to that. Somebody worked hard. Somebody donated time. The city donated the trees. I don't know. That lit me up.
Yeah.
That didn't need to happen.
More so than not getting a big snow.
Oh,
But things change. That's what we were saying.
On a
Things
good
change in
note,
50 years.
today is my mother's 70th birthday.
Hey,
Hey, all right.
I don't know if she's watching.
Happy birthday.
Happy
but-
birthday, Linda.
Happy birthday, Mom. Love you.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Shout out for mom there. Cool.
And I don't know if I should have said she's 70 years old. I'll probably get in trouble for that. I'm sorry.
I don't know, because you don't talk about a woman's age,
I know.
right? But
I
at
know.
some point, does that just drop off? Like up to about 16 to 21, like it's cool. But then after that,
Yeah.
No.
You got
Don't.
to stop.
but at what point is it okay now?
I think
Because when you hit 100, you're like, I'm 100.
Yeah.
What, is it 80? Is it 90?
Michelle's
What is
never she's never worried about it. She's always been like, yeah, that's my age. But I mean, I don't know.
I think you guys are on the same path. I think we're going to be very embracive to become grumpy old men. And I mean, I'm at the tipping point. I'm right on the edge. I'm looking
I'm
forward
not.
to it.
No, I'm not going to go there with you.
No,
'cause
I am.
I'm not going to be a grumpy old man.
I want to be Clint Eastwood. And Gran
Oh
Torino.
yeah. Which which by the way is one of the great. I mean, that was a great performance by him, but it was also one of the great performances ever. Like to me, that was fantastic. You may have different thoughts on that, but that was a fantastic movie.
No, it was a good movie.
Yeah, no. I'm gonna be, but I'm learning there's some things to be grumpy about, and it's okay because I've always kind of stifled it. You know, I'm a pastor. I'm gonna pick my battles, and I don't want to shut people off without good reason by saying something I don't need to say, a fight I don't need to get in.
Well, you know, it's interesting.
But I'm willing to fight a little more. Yeah.
Like, I'm not a huge fan of Christmas. Just not a huge fan of Christmas. I like Christmas.
That's why you're wearing green?
That's right. That's why I'm wearing. I like Christmas,
smell his breath.
The religious holiday, but I don't like kind of the 40 days of Christmas.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of that, right? That's why I made a comment.
You're not
about
watching
trees.
Hallmark movies with your wife.
No.
Okay.
But I do like Christmas movies. You know,
I did watch too.
Good for you.
But what was funny this year is there was a couple times that I was like, people would come up to me and go, "Hey, how you doing? And how was Christmas?" I said, "Well, I'm glad it's over," which I was. I was glad it was over. And they go, "Oh, me too." And I thought, I'm not alone in this. So I think I'm going to hang on to that one. Yeah, I'm going to carry that off into the rest of my life. So that will be my grumpiness for sure. Is Christmas.
You're going to get it right. We're going to go back to the original meaning.
That's what I want it to. Yeah. I want to get one Christmas where I get no gifts and I have to give no gifts.
Well, you were at our Christmas Eve service.
Yes.
Where the Gremlins got to our sound system.
Oh, no.
And so here we are, like I'm all geared up for Christmas Eve, and the sound system doesn't work. And what a blessing in disguise.
It was.
Because it was an acoustic set. It was quiet in the room, so you could hear all the voices singing the traditional Christmas. Because we're not a real traditional church, but at Christmas, Christmas Eve, we do the traditional music. And it was fantastic. It kind of just brought you. I made the joke. It's like the only time in my life I'll feel like I was in a Hallmark movie where there was a spontaneous moment of just breaking out into Christmas carols.
Every year from now on, Chris is going to sneak in.
I'm going to sneak in. No, Tom will.
will.
He's going to pull the.
Oh, I definitely will.
Yeah.
Well, because the kids asked me, after we opened presents Christmas Eve and all that, and the next morning we were sitting and having breakfast, and my son looks at me and he goes, "So, Dad, what was your favorite Christmas present this year?" And I said, "The audio went out at church."
Now I know who did
because,
it. Because the next Sunday, everything worked just fine.
But here's the thing. It validated, because how many times have I told you that audio will always fail anytime you do any kind of video production or whatever. And I'm sitting here going, yep, I was right. Yeah. If there's one thing to go out and really cause a mess, is always the audio. But it validated my existence that audio goes out, and you need audio engineers, and those people are really important. So,
and they're few and far between.
There's a
lot of people that think they're an audio engineer, but very few that actually are.
I think you can tell. You can tell in about 10 minutes who's an audio engineer. And
see, I know how a soundboard works.
Yeah,
I can push buttons. I understand how and what, but I'm not an audio engineer.
But a real audio engineer, you can watch them because they're pro when they do virtually nothing.
It's little.
The guys that are in there like messing with all this.
They watch too many movies.
Okay.
Yeah. You just like buttons. Oh, camera two's not working.
Yeah, we don't.
I just wanted to make a button light up. It did make the button light up, so I'm satisfied.
So it's awesome. You can just play with this all you want because
bright lights.
We're not using it right now.
Yeah.
No, we just got one camera hooked up.
It's like giving your kid your broken phone when they're little. So here, play with this.
Yeah. Now they know it's broken.
Yeah. Right.
But you talked about the sound going out. I think things going wrong are actually a great blessing to us in a lot of different ways. And you can look at 2020 and say it went wrong, and I think you can see that there because it reveals character. Mm-hmm. It does in two different ways. It shows you your own character if you're willing to pay attention. Mm-hmm. But it also shows you the character of people around you. And it just, when anytime things like that can boil up and let stuff come to the surface, and you can deal with it. And it's been very healthy, I know, for a lot of people, a lot of organizations. I think 2020.
I think you're right. I mean, I think sometimes you find out when things get quiet is when you can find out the kink in your own chain and where you need to improve and that's what I mean, just for myself, this year, 2020, that was the biggest blessing that I had, was just seeing where I need to improve upon on things, and there's not that much that I need to improve upon, but
Practically perfect in every way.
but
Poppins over there.
you know, when
Wow.
when you're in the thick of like working all the time and running around and doing this, it's kind of hard just to stop and like pay attention to stuff. But whenever things slow down a little bit, it's actually really nice to, I don't know, kind of reflect.
Yeah. There's a rhythm in our life that is supposed to include a pause. And we don't
have that.
We don't. We live in such a noisy
Because we pick this
world.
up whenever there's a pause time, and we decide to fill it full of whatever is on the docket for the day.
Yep. Yep. So uncomfortable with silence.
Yeah. Speaking of the docket for the day, is it time to hit it, guys?
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Time to go do work.
Thanks for joining us this morning, everybody. Appreciate Sharon's comment. If you commented on one of our watch parties, we didn't talk to you. So
Yeah, look, I did get waved at.
Stay warm out there.
yeah, do your best.
Happy New Year, Raj.
Bye. That wasn't supposed to be.